Another CitizenCon has come and gone, and this year's show, well, in my opinion, it was a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, we got some really exciting reveals. A new system, a bunch of new ships, new events, and tech that's gonna push Star Citizen forward in the years to come. But on the other hand, this was the shortest CitizenCon ever. No live event, none of that live audience energy, and a presentation that felt like it was just scratching the surface. So in this video, I'm breaking down everything we saw, from the reveal of the Nyx system and the end of the Regen Crisis storyline, to the Genesis planet building tools, new ships, crafting gameplay, and the long-awaited Road to 1.0. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big one. Nyx and Levski are finally coming to the verse. This reveal was easily the most anticipated moment of the show, and honestly, it delivered. Levski looks incredible. The atmosphere, the architecture, the grime. It feels like a lived-in rebellious hub that completely contrasts to Stanton's corporate polish or Pyro's carefree attitude. You can really tell that CIG's environmental storytelling is just getting better and better. The conclusion to the Regen Crisis storyline was another big moment. The Regen Crisis has been one of my favorite things that Star Citizen has done this year, and it's wrapping up that long-running narrative thread with a massive reveal of the Vanduul finally entering the verse. Seeing those fighters appear from behind the asteroid in that cinematic was spine-tingling. It finally feels like Star Citizen's universe is evolving, not just technically, but narratively as well. That said, this whole segment came and went so fast. The presentation jumped straight from Nyx, straight to the next topic, and a lot of players felt like it deserved more time. Show us more of Nyx, more of the gameplay, more detail on the Vanduul. In years past, this would have been a 2-hour presentation on its own. Next up on the schedule was the Genesis planet building tool, and honestly, this part kind of blew me away. We've heard CIG talk about procedural generation tech for years, but seeing it live, that erosion-based rock scattering, intelligently placed forests and swamps and plains that place themselves based on weather, humidity, temperature, and elevation data, was something else. It's a clear leap forward for system creation, and a glimpse at how they'll scale the universe faster than ever, while still maintaining that classic CIG obsession with visual fidelity and realism. And then came another gameplay segment, the Rockcracker Event, and the cross-system cargo hauling. Rockcracker is basically a massive mining and FPS hybrid event. Teams work together to fracture enormous mineral formations while defending against pirate attacks, a natural evolution of dynamic missions that finally ties mining and FPS gameplay together, and gives me hope that they'll be giving mining a much-needed rehaul. Cross-system cargo hauling is another big game changer. It opens up trade between systems for the first time, making long-distance cargo runs meaningful and risky again. Picture planning a multi-system haul with escort ships across jump points. That's the kind of gameplay that we've been promised and have felt lacking for so many years. Gameplay that's finally going to make the verse feel alive and bring us more of that emergent gameplay that makes Star Citizen so special. Of course, no CitizenCon would be complete without new ships as well, and this year we got 3 major standouts. First of all, the Anvil Paladin, a ship that we've known about for a while, a heavily armed strike craft built for fleet operations. It's tough, it's well armed, clearly made for tactical coordination. Next up, the Esperia Stinger, easily one of the most striking designs they've released in years. It's sleek, it's aggressive, Built from Vanduul technology, having that alien flair, that biological look to it. It's a gorgeous ship. And finally, the Gray's Market Shiv. It's a junkyard special built from stolen parts and duct tape. Not only does this give us another new manufacturer of ships in the verse, but that slapdash aesthetic is chaotic, it's scrappy, it's perfect for outlaw players. On top of all of that, they also talked about a full crafting system that should be entering the verse soon. Players will be able to gather materials to fabricate weapons, items, even smaller ship components using their materials. That's a massive step forward towards the player-driven economy that the community's been waiting for. This next segment is where things got really interesting. Dynamic instancing. It's CIG's long-promised answer to population scaling. Instead of hard player caps, dynamic instancing allows seamless scaling, meaning that hundreds of players could take part in large-scale battles without melting the servers. To demonstrate the tech, they're reviving the Siege of Orison event, that chaotic, crowd-favorite FPS romp that's historically been plagued by both server degradation issues and griefers. If dynamic instancing truly works across the persistent universe, it could finally fix some of Star Citizen's biggest technical issues. Or, depending on how they execute it, could make them even worse. Then came possibly the most anticipated segment, an update on the road to 1.0. A feature-complete beta that's targeted to release within the next 18 months, focusing on AI, server meshing, and the Squadron 42 integration pipeline. Now, timelines in Star Citizen are always, let's say, flexible, but this time the difference was confidence. The progress actually feels real. The systems are connecting, the universe is expanding. For the first time, it feels like they're setting reasonable, attainable goals for themselves, and not promising things 10 years out in the future. It feels like the vision is genuinely, finally coming together. To close out the show, CIG dropped one last teaser. Tactical strike groups and that trench run event. And honestly, it looked straight out of a Star Wars movie. It revolves around coordinated fleet operations. Smaller fighters weaving past defenses to destroy shield generators, then diving down into that massive facility to take out reactor cores, all while the capital ships wait to bring their heaving firepower to bear once the path is clear. It's that cinematic, high-intensity gameplay that's built around teamwork and coordination, something that Star Citizen has always promised. And it's finally coming. So here's where we're at. CitizenCon 2025 delivered some of the most exciting Star Citizen content we've seen in years. New systems, ships, and gameplay that genuinely feel like realistic steps towards version 1.0. But presentation-wise, I think it fell short. The lack of an in-person event and the super short runtime left many fans disappointed, myself included. After last year's massive 2-day convention, this one felt more like a highlight reel than a celebration. That said, the content that we did get gives me great hope. If CIG can follow through on dynamic instancing, crafting, and that multi-system gameplay, Star Citizen might finally be on the home stretch. But that's just my take. What did you think? Did you enjoy this year's CitizenCon, or were you hoping for a little more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more Star Citizen coverage. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the verse.